If you took the copywriting character quiz and you tested as the architect, this video is for you. We're going to talk a little bit about what that means and how it shows up in your content. Before we get started though, a caveat. You may have tested as the architect and feel like it doesn't fully embody your voice, and that's okay. In fact, most people that we work with have more than one copywriting character that makes up their full voice. Most people have a primary and a secondary. So there can be an architect artist or a rebel architect or a nurturing architect. All of these things are possible. And if you want to see who your secondary character may be, you can just go back and take the quiz again. And this is a starting point. This is a baseline. The architect voice provides a place where you can begin to develop the words and phrases that make up your business, the brand voice that really allows your business to carry forward. All right, with that said, let's talk a little bit about the architect voice. If you took the quiz for the first time and this is the result you got, odds are this is your primary copywriting character. This is the primary way in which your voice is expressed through content. The architect is structured, organized, results-oriented, as you may expect from the name architect. Just like someone who's building a building, building a house, building a structure, there's a need for a plan, for organization, and for knowing that something is going to work. Odds are when you create content, you want to make sure that you're giving your audience clear step-by-step instructions that are backed up by results. You don't want to send them out into the wild without having any sort of proof behind what they're doing. You have results-oriented language. In your content, you include logic, you include numbers, you include case studies. You like to show the results of people who have done whatever it is you're showing your audience and done it successfully. As a result, your content is really easy to follow. It tends to be tutorials, how-to guides, demonstrations, things that are logical, follow a clear path, and are really specific and easy for your audience to grasp onto and come along for the ride and feel like they can implement it in their life or their business. This is a really great strength of the architect, because all of the content that you create as an architect or that your team creates, if they are taking your architect voice and creating content for you, all of that content is going to be super accessible to your audience. As the architect, you're really aware of the different phases of pursuing anything. There's a foundational phase, and you're really clear on, what foundations need to be in place before you move on to the next phase, the intermediate phases and the advanced phases. Your content reflects that. You use simple, straight to the point language that doesn't have a lot of fluff. It's pretty straightforward, and it's designed so that your audience can take action in whatever area of their life you're trying to help them through. The architect voice is one of the most powerful voices for action. It allows you to empower your audience to take action, and it allows you to reflect back on the actions that you've taken and what's worked and what hasn't. So if you have the architect voice, you have a really powerful tool for helping your audience out. And remember, that may not be your only voice. There are other strengths that you have. This is a baseline and a starting point. But if you're the architect voice, this is a good place for you to begin empowering your audience and empowering your team to help make changes, make movements, make strides, and make an impact in a strategic, proven manner.